Hello and welcome to the MSC YouTube studio. My name is Charity Ekezie. Joining me now is Mrs. Irene Fellin, the Special Representative for Women, Peace and Security, NATO. And she is an expert in gender and security issues. Hi, good morning.
Good
Welcome to the
morning.
studio. So I have a couple of questions for you today in terms of, in relation to women, peace and security for NATO. First of all, that's a very big position you have right there, and I'm truly impressed at the work you've done so far. So, how did you navigate gender stereotypes to become NATO's special representative for women, peace, and security? And what advice do you have for women aspiring to leadership roles?
First of all, thank you for having me, and thank you for bringing this topic as part of this meetings here at the Munich Security Conference. I think it's very relevant today to continue to talk about women, peace, and security in the current political environment. I always say that for me, it was in a way easier to navigate the gender stereotype because I represent an agenda for women. I found more difficult for other women working in the political and security affairs, where they face the stereotype that women are not interested in military conversation in the defense sector, but that they are more interested in what we call the gender issues and women-related affairs. I think that we are breaking the ice ceiling in that. I think that we are demonstrating by doing and by being leaders in this sector that we have not only an interest, but we have a lot to say. So personally, I didn't face a lot of problem with that. The problem I face is to make this agenda as relevant as the others are. So we are still in a context where we think that we can drop women, peace and security because this is a soft security issue and we have hard security to deal with. My point, what I do is really in my work every day when I talk with the other leaders is to share this message that we cannot do our business if we don't integrate women, peace and security as part of what we do. And that's what we also do at NATO. In terms of advice,
Yes.
is really first, all women can be leaders in the different at different ages. So you don't need to become what we had aspiration to see a senior leader. Of course, there will be this moment, but we have young leader and we see this movement of young women leaders growing all around the world. What I did in my life was not to wait that the opportunities were coming to me. I had to take this in my own hands and to create the space for me to become a leader. And I give you an example. Before becoming a special representative at NATO, I'm Italian. I spent 10 years abroad. And when I came back into my country, I didn't know a lot of people. I didn't know how to find other women working in this field. And I couldn't see any. So I decided to create this own space. So I launched Women in International Security Italy, an organization, a network, with the aim of raising awareness on the topic of women, peace and security, and more broadly on women willing to work in this field. And by creating this space, I found the women who wanted to work on this, who were already working and were also isolated. So the power of the network was incredible. And as part of this initiative, we also mentor young women and we create this exchange between also peers, and we lift them up, the young women, to give them the possibility to be the leader they are, or to become senior leader one day.
Now, mentoring is very important. I'm really grateful that that is happening because a lot of us women need someone to look up to. We all need role models to kind of like keep driving us to get to where we want to be. So, why does NATO care about women, peace, and security, especially in regions affected by wars?
We are an alliance based on democratic values, rule of law, freedom, human rights. And as part of our common values, we also aim at advancing gender equality. Now, you cannot talk about peace and security without talking about women, because we represent a half of the society, and there can be sustainable peace if we don't have women included, and then if we don't advance gender equality in our society. So how we do this at NATO is integrating what we call the Women, Peace and Security Agenda based on resolution of the United Nations Security Council 1325 within our business, everything. NATO deals with crisis prevention and management, deterrence and defense, and cooperative security. So my role as a special representative is to make sure that in everything we do, we take into consideration the different security needs of the population. It means that right now that we are increasing our deterrence and defense posture, we make sure that our armed forces are trained and prepared in case of a possible attack against NATO, in case of a possible military operation, and that they are aware about conflict-related sexual violence, how to prevent and respond to it, how to make a planning of an operation and make sure that we will take in consideration all the different needs. We talk about gender disinformation generally, so my role is to see how women are affected by disinformation as a particular target, and also how women are affected by technology-facilitated gender-based violence.
Okay, that's truly deep. There's so much going on there. There's so much NATO is doing, and I hope we see this come out to be very, very positive, and yeah, make the change that we deserve. So do you believe ethics and politics can truly coexist? And what does ethical leadership look like to you?
Yes, they can and they have to coexist. I'm confident this is what our leadership will do. For me, what it represents today is a gender responsive leadership. When talking about this, it's a leadership. For me, what I would like to see by all our leadership is exactly this: not to wait that while we fight for having more women present in leadership position, at the same time, I advocate to see more men being gender responsive, meaning really have this change of mindset where we care about the population, about all needs. And that is extremely important, to be coherent and consistent with our values, democratic values, and to really fight to make sure that the entire population is well represented, that women are present in key and leadership roles, but at the same time, not to wait for this moment. So while we create a space and we work together, we can rely on each and every leader to make the right decisions.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Mrs. Irene, for joining me today. I'm truly grateful that I met you. You're beautiful, by the way. I've not said that. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio.
Thank you.
That's all my questions, yeah.